Hello, third year students. In today's session, we will continue with the poem Christabel that we are reading since last few classes. Earlier in the poem, we had seen that Christabel has taken Geraldine into her room, and Geraldine, by some spell, removes the protection of the guardian spirit on Christabel and takes control over her. Then she asks Christabel to lie down with her in bed. As Christabel was unable to sleep, so she gets up and watches Geraldine praying. Now let us read further. But through her brain of weal and woe, so many thoughts moved to and fro, that vain it were her to lids to close. So halfway from the bed she rose, and on her elbow did recline to look at the lady Geraldine. Christabel's head is filled with so many thoughts of sadness and happiness, thoughts of good and bad. So many thoughts are coming to her mind. So she gets up from the bed and she looks at the lady Geraldine. Beneath the lamp, the lady bowed and slowly rolled her eyes around. Geraldine bows under the lamp and slowly rolled her eyes around. She was rolling her eyes while she was praying, and she is watched by Christabel. Then, drawing in her breath aloud, like one that shuddered, she unbound the cincture from beneath her breast. Then, taking a deep breath loudly, she, like one that shuddered, like one trembles with fear. So Geraldine shuddered. She unbound the cincture from beneath her breast. Cincture is a belt that was tied beneath her breast, under her breast. So Geraldine opened the belt that was tied under her breast. Her silken robe and inner vest dropped to her feet. As Geraldine opened the belt, the robe, the silk overcoat, and the inner clothing that she was wearing falls to her feet, and Geraldine is revealing her naked self to Christabel, who is still watching in full view. Behold her bosom, half her side, and a sight to dream of, not to tell. Oh, shield her, shield sweet Christabel. Geraldine is naked before Christabel, and she is being watched by Christabel. Behold means to look at her bosom, her breast. This was a sight to dream of, not to tell, a sight that can be dreamed, not to be described. It was a strange and a terrible view. Oh, shield her, shield sweet Christabel. Protect the sweet, innocent lady Christabel. It's a request to the good spirits that may be hanging around there to protect Christabel from the evil plans of Geraldine. Yet Geraldine nor speaks nor stirs. Ah, what a stricken look was hers. And Geraldine is motionless. She is neither speaking nor moving. Ah, what a stricken look was hers. Stricken? A troubled look. She was having a troubled look on her face. Deep from within, she seems halfway to lift some weight with sick essay. She was having a troubled look on her face, and deep within. Now, these lines shows Geraldine's hesitation to do some evil to Christabel. Deep from within, halfway means she is not fully resolved, fully determined with her plan to lift some weight with sick essay. She is trying to fight with her second thoughts about what she has set out to do, but it was a sick essay. Sick essay means a weak attempt. And eyes the maid and seeks delay. Eyes the maid means she watches Christabel, she looks at the Christabel and seeks delay. She stands there naked and speechless, looking at Christabel as if to find a reason to change her mind. She is seeking delay. Then suddenly, as one defied, collects herself in scorn and pride, and lay down by the maiden's side. Then suddenly, but all of a sudden, she succeeds in overcoming her doubtful thoughts to commit the sin to Christabel. She pulls herself together, collects herself in scorn and pride. She pulls herself together in hatred and pride and lay down by the maiden's side. She lies down beside Christabel, wrapping Geraldine in her arms, and in her arms the maid she took a well a day, and with low voice and doleful look these words did say, "Ah well a day." It's like a lamentation by Geraldine in a low voice and sad look. Doleful look means sad look. And she starts uttering these words. These words did say. And what does she say? In the touch of this bosom, there worketh a spell, which is Lord of thy utterance, Christabel. Thou knowest tonight and wilt know tomorrow. This mark of my shame, this seal of my sorrow. Geraldine is whispering to Christabel, and she is saying, in the touch of this bosom. There is something hideous and dangerous about the bosom of Christabel, and the touch here suggests some sexual activity between the two. Although it's not clear here, but it is suggestive here that in the touch of this bosom there worketh a spell, and upon this activity worketh a spell. So this is like a charm that is being cast by Geraldine over Christabel, which is Lord of thy utterance, Christabel. And this spell is the Lord, the master, the controller of Christabel's speaking ability. Thou knowest tonight and wilt know tomorrow. Geraldine continues to say, as my charm has controlled you, so from now on you will say only what is allowed by me. This mark of my shame, this seal of my sorrow. This mark now, what is this mark of shame is also not clear, but it is a shameful act, a seal of sorrow, of sadness. Coleridge is being suggestive here. But vainly thou worest, for this is alone in thy power to declare, that in the dim forest thou heardst a low moaning, and foundst a bright lady surpassingly fair. But vainly thou worest. Geraldine has bewitched Christabel with her charm, and this charm will only allow Christabel to tell what? For this is alone in thy power to declare. The Christabel will have only the ability, only the power to declare that in the dim forest thou heardest a low moaning. That Christabel, in the dark forest, she heard a low moaning sound and found a bright lady surpassingly fair. And she found a bright lady with excellent beauty, and didst bring her home with thee in love and in charity, to shield her and shelter her from the damp air. She found a bright lady in the forest, and she brought her home out of kindness and love, and in charity, to shield her and shelter her from the damp air, to provide her safety and shelter from the damp air, from the cold air. So Christabel, under the influence of this spell, will simply tell everyone that the story of finding Geraldine behind the tree in the woods and bringing her into safety. She will not be able to tell what Geraldine has done to her, and Christabel's experience with Geraldine in her room will be a secret to others. She won't be able to reveal it. Okay, let's stop here. Narrative of the part first of the poem is finished here. In the next class, we shall begin with the conclusion of the part first, which is a summary of the events in the part first. a kind of recap by the poet. So that's all for today's class. Thank you.